Alright, so in this video we are going to discuss what actually this remote exec command is. So basically the option to install the packages within an EC2 instance that we are going to launch. So this is not a popularly used option, not so commonly used option. Why? Because we always prefer to use configuration management tools like Ansible, or if it is an AWS instance, right? We can go with the user data, or we can go with the tools like Ansible, Chef, Puppet, and we can do the configuration management. So, but we have an option called remote exec. I quickly want to cover that. So we have to establish a SSH connectivity to the instance that we are going to launch. So I don't have any running instance here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use local exec. I'll connect to the launched EC2 instance and I'm going to run some commands to deliver the web page. So first we have the provider section as it is, resources, and obviously as we have to take SSH into this machine, so we have to use key pair. Okay, so we have to use key pair and make sure the key pair should match the one you have in your AWS account. So for example, my key pair name is AWAR LNX. So we have to, it should be like a yeah, key name, and I'm giving the key pair, and also we obviously need to give security group. Without that we cannot get connected to it. So I'm going to choose an existing security group. I have this opened with port number 22, that's for SSH, and port number 80, that to deliver the web page. Right, so I have given the security group here, and yeah, so now we obviously need to use the connection. So I'm using connection, so the connection type is going to be SSH, and it's not colon, it have to be equal SSH. Then as a what user you want to get connected to it, the user is going to be EC2 user. Is there any problem with the indentation? Okay, let's see. um, so then we have private key, right? So this private key should be like where actually we have the key pair, that location. So generally my key pairs on my desktop in a my desktop key pairs folder, right? So we can pick this key pair, and whatever the private key we have in our local laptop, right, we have to give that AWAR06. This is the file name, so we can give the file for authentication purpose. Then obviously we need the IP address, but the IP address is not going to generate without the EC2 instance, right? So right, so without the EC2 instance we cannot generate, right? So I'm going to give host is equal to self dot public IP. So it is going to create the instance, and whatever the IP address we got, it is going to use that here. Alright, so this particular section is going to use to SSH. This section is for creating the resources. Now we have to use the provisioners. Okay, so we can give provisioner, and it is going to be remote exec. So basically local exec means we are running Terraform in this machine, right? It is going to execute in the same machine, but whatever the instance I'm going to launch, I want to run there. So we have to use remote exec, and it's going to be inline, and yeah, we can give commands here, whatever commands, for example sudo yum install httpd-y, then you can give comma, then you can give commands like sudo systemctl enable now httpd, then I'm going to use this echo header 1, so hello from Terraform, then we can close the header, and I'm going to inject this by using t command. I'm going to write this to var www.html into a file called index.html. Right. So yeah, even if you want to run the update command before this, you can. So sudo yum update, or it's better to use DNF, as we are using Amazon Linux 2023 AMI. I have to choose that AMI ID. I'm not 100% sure. The AMI ID I'm using is valid F65. Yeah, that's a valid one. And yeah, I hope we are good. So let's give a proper format. Terraform FMT. Right, we got a proper format. Now, whenever I execute this Terraform script, it have to create an EC2 instance, and it have to execute what are the commands I have given here. It have to execute all the commands, and the connectivity process, right, it is going to use default username as EC2-user. That's the reason I have added sudo here, and it is going to use a key pair from here, and then yeah, we should able to connect and we should able to deliver. So instead of web server, I can call this as a remote exec server. Right. So now let's Terraform plan. There is an error. Security group IDs. Okay. So we have to define in array. Why? Because we can actually associate multiple security groups to our EC2 instance. So okay, set of strings required, but have a string. So want to give set of strings, so I have used this bracket. So now let me come on, let me plan. Okay, it is not throwing any error now, so that's good. So Terraform apply. Okay, ifan auto approve. So let's see this EC2 instance is going to create or not. Right, it is creating. And in AWS, we have something called user data. So whenever we are launching an instance, we can pass all these options and all, and finally under advanced details, we can browse a file and we can give that file here, or we can give all the commands here. So this is the easiest option compared to local exec. So this also we can achieve by using the Terraform itself. If you observe here, whatever the installation happened, so the installation and the commands actually it is showing. Let's quickly verify the output. I'm grabbing the public IP address. Make sure you are using HTTP protocol, not HTTPS. Alright, we can see that here we got the output hello from Terraform. Right, so this is one option. So I want to show you another option, okay, the one I mentioned. Alright, so I'll share all these Terraform scripts with you guys in a separate file. Okay, so now what actually I want to demonstrate is, so I want to create a file. Okay, all the commands I want to put it into that file with a name called user data, new file, user data.txt is a file. Okay, so within this file I'm going to give shebang bin slash bash, then the same command sudo yum, you can update the operating system, and then we can give install stdpd, then we can start stdpd, but in a single, with a single command we can do sudo systemctl enable now httpd. So then we can generate something like a echo header1 hello from user data. I'm closing the header. I'm writing this information to var www html index.html. Right. So this script, I have it inside a file. So what I want to do, okay, so I want to launch the instance, but I don't want to use all this SSH connection, this remote execution kind of options. So what actually we can do, okay, we can launch, and here we can pass an additional option along with this key pair security group and all. So we can give user data, and the user data is actually in a file. So where is that file? So the file is in the path module only. The path module is nothing but current location. So for that, what actually you can do, you can give dollar. So then you can pass it as a parameter, path variable, sorry, module. Okay, so in this location only the file is present, and the file name is user data.txt. Okay, so here we have opened a file block, then we are giving this path module, then the path module is nothing but where actually this is. So or you do have an option to give the entire path as well. Okay, so now tags, I'm going to change this user data server. So let's see whether this works or throws an error. Terraform plan. Right. So it is going to add one resource. Now we can simply give Terraform apply auto approve. So it is going to this one we already destroyed. So it is going to create a new instance without connecting to SSH, without local exec option, directly as AWS native instance launch support user data option, we are able to use that. So forgot to give Terraform FMT. Yeah, it's it is looking good now. So yeah, so let's see whether the instance launched, and once the installation completed we should able to get the output. So it is going to take around a minute or two. Okay, so once we wait we will get it, and only important thing is browser automatically it's going to pick HTTP protocol, HTTP yes, so change it to HTTP and we are able to get the output. So again, this local exec is not a commonly used option, and user data is an option that if you really want to execute something inside an EC2 instance we can use, but however want to cover the Terraform native option we have. So and actually for all this configuration kind of things, so this is not a best option. The reason you do any modification here in the script and all, it won't work. Okay, it is not going to look inside that. You don't have that capabilities. All right, so that is about local exec and user data option. Thanks for watching. See you again in next video. Thank you guys. Hope you are learning Terraform from our videos. And if you feel these videos are valuable, don't forget to share with the DevOps learners and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.